Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is entitled The Shadow over Providence. It was written by John Hook, who is also our game master, and this is episode 2. Our recap will be given by Jason Melnichuk as his character, Barnabas Aldwin. So, without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Jason?
From the Journal of Barnabas Aldwin, Saturday, August 25th, 1928. Thurston Thursby III, Professor Darius Lasko, and myself all met at the Milton Hotel in Providence while attending an exhibit containing artifacts from Egypt. The exhibit's name is The Kingdom of Fire. The three of us had walked around enjoying all the wonderful displays when a pushy photographer would pop up and take a picture in his blinding flash. And he did this quite a few times. Thurston met an admirer by the name of Celia Shepard, who was very friendly with him, latching on to him like a tick. It was now time for the main attraction, the revealing of a single canopic jar and a small tablet. A hush came across the audience. The jar belongs to Ibn Hotep, whose soul was said to be trapped in the jar because of his evil deeds. Then the lights went out. Gunfire erupted in the crowd. We got pushed around, and in a panic, we dove under the table, along with Lasko. Thurston saw Dr. Branson and Celia Shepard struggling in the darkness. He goes to help Dr. Branson. There was a sound of smashing pottery and an inhumane scream. There was a cloud of sand. Dr. Branson seemed to be pulling. There was a cloud of sand all around Dr. Branson, and it seemed to be pulling the moisture straight out of her body. Thurston dove to help her and went completely through her. A flash of light went off once again, and the cameraman was there. It was chaos. Mrs. Shepard was unconscious. The doctor was in a pile on the floor. Her body mush. Mats of hair and skin were on Thurston's jacket. The police arrived, and before they did, I placed the photographer's camera in my bag, and we found Thurston's wallet on Shepard. She was a pickpocket and part of that failed robbery attempt on the exhibit. We spoke to the police. They took Shepard away, and we spoke to the hotel photographer and had her develop the film. While we waited, we acquired a bottle of brandy and retired to Thurston's room to relax after all the madness. I sat at the desk to make an account of the day and enjoy my brandy. We hear a strange sound, and then I moved my chair back, and a horrific sand creature under the desk. I went jumping, tumbled head over heels, and crashed to the floor as it leapt and moved towards me.
Yes, that's where we pick up this yellowy, gritty, mushy. It's like not quite moist enough mud, and it's grainy, and as it's flopping towards you, where it'll throw a pseudopod and then kind of fold on itself and tumble forward to catch up to that pseudopod, and then throw another one to keep moving. Every now and then, black orbed eyes kind of pop and open up on it, and then close and disappear, and a different one will pop and look around as it starts to kind of coming your direction. I believe we already did the sand rolls for this, and Barnabas was able to successfully leap away, but he is now prone on the ground. The professor and Thurston are nearby as they see this thing on the ground, and it's about the size of like a small waste basket, right? So it's not huge.
Dear God! Quick! Grab Barnabas! I'm gonna try to grab him by his arms and pull him away.
Yeah, you got him. You're dragging him.
I grab my walking stick and give it a good old smack. Not Barnabas, but the sand creature.
Thank you for clarifying. Let's have a brawl, as it's going to attempt to swat back at you with a pseudopod. So I'm going to do a fighting back roll versus your brawling attack, please.
Oh dear. I rolled 100.
Oh dear.
You hit me.
First roll of the night, folks.
Yeah, I did that on the mat too.
Oops. There it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, give me a Barnabas. Give me a dodge roll with a penalty die.
Ooh. I failed the first roll, so penalty, I'll fail.
Yep. So you do successfully overswing, and you strike Barnabas as he's transitioning from prone to standing with the professor's assistance. But as you're doing that, you smack him in the hip with this walking stick of yours, which does what, D3 damage?
That sounds fair. I'm not sure. It wasn't a weapon. It was just a walking stick.
Well, it does D3 damage now, or I can look it up real quick.
Should I roll?
A club does 1d8 plus your damage bonus.
Well, I think clubs of different sizes, so
right.
I mean that's like a tire iron. This is far from a tire iron. Let's see.
Thurston, watch what you're doing.
Flippity flappity here.
They're good.
Here we go. Here we go.
That, you sand creature. Oops.
Yeah, so a small nightstick does a D6, but those are designed for striking, not a walking stick. So I am going to say we'll say a D4. Okay.
D4.
So
all right.
give him a D4.
Geez.
Well, which is apropos for rolling a 100. There you go.
Sorry.
So 4 points of damage to Barnabas right in the hip, and that really stung. The other thing, unfortunately, is as you overswung this wet, sticky pseudopod, it does slap you right on the leg, and it does 3 points of damage.
3 points. All right.
And it seemed to be really adhesive, because where it slapped you on the leg, it just tore away your pant leg. So your left pant leg is been stripped away from the knee down.
Damn.
You guys have the round, so you may all act, and then I will act after.
Well, I'm pulling
that initial attack by Thurston was a different round, so now it's a brand new full combat round with you guys.
If Barnabas has now been smacked, I'm still dragging him away. Thurston's on his feet, so
he's in a standing position now from your assistance. So you guys are all available to act as you desire.
If there is like a coffee table,
sure.
I'm going to try and upend the coffee table on top of the thing.
Okay. Give me a dex roll.
All right, 25. That's not half, but it's a regular.
Standard success.
Success.
So you get it upended, and it flops over, but it kind of side squishes it and doesn't seem to do much.
Okay.
Barnabas.
That was the idea.
Oh, hell's bells, Thurston, that hurt. And I'm going to back up. Is there a fireplace in the room? Is there a poker or a candlestick? Or
there is not a fireplace. There is not a fireplace.
A bench, maybe? Or a footstool? Or
give me a luck roll.
78. Nope, I'm just in pain and I'm backing up to the wall. Damn it.
That I described the room having a console radio. There's a large console radio. There was some chairs and a small coffee table. The coffee table's been upended right now. What do you have an intent? Do you want to do something with a weapon of opportunity, or what are you thinking?
I just wanted to put some distance between me and throw the first heavy thing I can at it.
Those console radios were really heavy. And you've got the wall as leverage. You can push against the wall and heave that radio if you want.
I'll do that then.
Okay, give me a strength roll. This is gonna be kind of difficult, so I need a hard success.
Ooh. Nope, 88. I didn't even budget.
Yeah, so you're standing there. So you're not escaping the room. So you're standing there and futzing with the radio. Thurston, what do you want to do?
I would like to try to get distance. Did I drop my cane?
No.
Okay.
No, you just struck your friend.
Oh, dear Lord. Well, I'll try to have a go at it again, putting myself in between Barnabas and the creature.
This is what legends are made of, exactly.
Because there's no way I could possibly roll 100 again.
Exactly, no possible way. You do a brawl, I'm going to do a fight back.
Oh, wow. 007.
Wow, I had a failure. So you strike home very well. Is that a hard success, or did you make it all the way to extreme?
It is a... Ooh, that's extreme.
Fantastic. So tell you what, I'm going to let you do. Do you have a damage bonus? Oh, I forgot to ask about that. Do you have a damage bonus?
No, I do not.
Okay. I'm going to let you do the full 4 points of damage, and tell me some kind of effect. How does the creature react to this mighty blow?
Well, I'd imagine as I give it a very heavy, like golfing tee, putting it long distance, that I scatter a good fair amount of it in a fanned out array.
That's exactly what happens. You smack this thing and you found some sort of core that was maybe a little more dense than the rest of it, and it was expanded outward, and you smashed it to where it almost splashed on the desk itself. And as the majority of its mass splashed up onto the desk, everything that was trailing behind, rubber banded, kind of snapped up to it. So it's now up on the desk from your mighty blow. That was a fantastic shot. And that actually took me out of combat range. So I'm too far for me to have an attack on my round. So this thing, it warbles, and then it drops down behind the desk, and due to other furniture, other chairs and whatnot, and the upended coffee table, you guys have lost sight of it now as it on its turn just drops from desk to floor back there. What do you guys want to do?
We need to get out of here now.
I agree. Barnabas.
Yes.
Let's retire.
So I scramble to open the door.
Yep, you got it. So you guys head out?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll probably linger there at the door, though. See if it comes towards the door, though.
That's what I was thinking.
It's going to follow us into the hallway.
So you guys go into the hallway, and do you shut the door behind you? So there's, if it does come through, it's got to squeeze through, which you imagine it can because of its plasticity, but it'll have to squeeze through that less than an inch gap under the door.
Yes, indeed. But we're not going to run. At least I'm not going to run, because if it comes out from under the door, I want to make sure nobody else gets hurt. there's other people in the hotel, but I think that we should get help.
Okay. So does anybody else have anything they want to add to that description?
Ooh. On the way out, do I have a picture of water, or is there a vase with flowers in it?
There is a vase with flowers in it. Yes, this is a very nice hotel.
Oh, if
it's not. I apologize. It's not a vase. It's a vase. There's a vase.
I would like, as long as it's in the way to the door, I'd like to grab that as potential weapon against the thing. Maybe the sand might not like the water.
Okay, you've got it with the petunias.
Petunias in one hand and the vase in the other.
Barnabas?
No, I'm gonna head for the door, but like Lasco was saying, I want to maybe keep it open a little just to see if it's reforming and coming for us. And
okay, so as I understand it, all three of you have gone into the hallway. You're near the door. It's a cracked. It's the door's ajar, so you can kind of get that visibility to the opposite end of the room. So that, I mean, surely if it comes at you, it's going to come through the main walkway, and you would see it. So you're unsure of what's happening because as you wait, you're holding your breath in anticipation until eventually you realize, my God, I'm holding my breath. And so then you finally start exhaling, and then you guys start kind of, starting regular breathing again. And you don't even realize how long you've been staying there. But, 2, 3, 4 minutes pass and nothing seems to be happening.
Should we look?
And there's nobody else in the hallway?
In this time period, nobody else has come into the hallway.
All right. Maybe we should peek inside. Hopefully it's not waiting for us to ambush us. But
open the door and jump back.
Open the door and do what? I'm sorry?
Just jump back.
Okay. Right, yeah. You open the door, you leap back, and you just see your room with some of the furniture overturned.
Was it overturned before, or is this new overturned?
Yeah. Professor Darius overturned a coffee table, and then I will say that the desk chair overturned when Barnabas leapt out of it at the initial confrontation with the creature. The other chairs are where they've been. The console radio was not knocked over, so it's standing where it's been standing. So other than the coffee table and the desk chair, everything seems to be fine. Do you guys proceed deeper into the room and keep exploring?
To see what it is?
I'm going to look up on the ceiling.
Is there any residue from it anywhere?
Everybody can give me a spot hidden.
No.
18 out of 40.
Ooh, 13.
Nice.
So Barnabas and Thurston are really paying close attention to areas where they know they've seen it. The desk, the floor area before that, around that. You inspect the floor area behind the desk. And while you don't find any residue, you do see that like the carpeting and stuff has like there's a little bit of an oily discharge on the carpet, but there's nothing that's yellow or grainy or anything sticky or tacky. It looks like maybe someone had left a wet towel or something on the floor and then picked it up and moved it. But you do see on the floor, in the corner behind the desk, is vents for ventilation, air duct vent.
That must be how it got in. Yes, Barnabas?
Yeah, I believe it came right up from my feet. I want to walk into the room now, set the chair back up, and look.
Well, make sure it's not in here somewhere hiding, but I think that it left the way that it came. What in God's name was this? It is loose. It is loose somewhere in the hotel.
I'm gonna now get down with a little distance. So just if it's there, don't jump on me, but look at the vent.
Yeah, it's just darkness in there. Everyone give me a listen roll, but Barnabas, you give me a listen roll with a bonus die.
18 out of
18 with the bonus die. So, it's a success. Almost
so-
a heart, but not.
So Barnabas definitely hears it because it's echoing out of the vent, and Thurston hears it as well, but just catches it. But you hear a woman screaming, and it seems not too far away.
Oh my God.
Somebody's a woman. She's screaming.
then maybe in the neighboring room.
I think.
So I grab my trusty walking cane and I rush out the door and go to the neighboring room.
We should be able to hear the woman screaming in the hallway if she's screaming.
Pretty good insulation.
Well, let's run along the hallway and see if we can hear the screaming. Could
All right,
be
so
downstairs.
You guys all bolt out into the hallway and head in the direction that you think the screaming was originating from. Everyone can give me a listen roll.
Oh, failed badly.
Failed.
15.
So Barnabas, as you head out, you get it's actually right next door. You don't hear screaming, but you hear what sounds like a strange knocking and thudding sound, and it only lasts for just a couple of seconds, and then it stops.
I think it's coming from in there. Did you hear that?
Open up the door.
Pop, 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 pop.
Yep. The door is locked, and your repeated attempts to have the door answered go unanswered.
I'm going to kick the door.
All right, give me a strength roll. This is a stout door. You're going to need a hard success.
I'm not strong. I got a 36 out of 47, but that's not a hard. So I hit it.
Do you want to spend luck? Do you want to? Do you want to do a?
Maybe.
Do you want to push that roll?
I'd have to spend 13 or so. Let me try pushing it.
Okay, so you risk injuring yourself. You risk straining something, twisting something if you fail this roll.
Right. And I completely failed it. So
yeah. So when you did that, you went to kick this door, and it was stronger than you thought. You hit it at the wrong angle. It actually twisted your ankle. Take 1 point of damage, and reduce your move by 1 point.
We've never used move before.
If
we get into a chase, it will matter.
If there's distance between the door and the professor, I will go in and try to shoulder bulldoze the door.
Maybe if we do it together.
Good idea.
Okay. All right.
My tremendous strength.
So by doing it together, elect one player to make the die roll, and you'll get a bonus die. You still need a hard success.
Go for it, Thurston.
Are you feeling particularly strong today?
No.
Oh, oh yes.
You don't really have time to discuss it.
I have a huge bruise.
We did it at a 35 out of 50.
Nice. Fantastic. So as you guys work together, you shoulder into that door, and you hear it. You hear the wood framing splinter, and the lock pops off, and the door swings open, and you can see there's a lamp on the floor, casting a weird light in the room.
Okay.
Because the lamp is on the floor, it's the direction of lighting is unusual.
I step back out and get my vase of water.
Okay.
I'm just going to peer into the room.
All right. Spot hidden.
Ooh, 85. My eyes haven't adjusted.
What?
So are you continuing into the room?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to look in first.
Yeah, you don't see anything. Does anybody else look in or go in?
Now, my attention drops to the professor on the ground and tries to help him up. Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I'm fine. But what about the woman?
I call in.
I'm getting myself back up and and standing at the doorway if they go in.
Okay.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Hello?
Nobody responds.
I
The
take
thing
a
may have
step.
her.
I'm gonna kind of go in, like holding the door frame to like give myself a little more leverage and look in.
Okay. As you lean in and look in, there's a bedroom area off to one side, and the door to that area is ajar. There's a sliver of light that cuts across the carpet, and you can see one corner of the bed. On the floor in front of the bed, you think you see a pair of legs, but it's hard to tell. Your brain says that those are legs, but it doesn't quite look like legs. I don't know. There's something. The shadowing and the lighting is off, so it's hard to identify with 100% certainty.
I think we're too late.
I'll take a step farther into the room with the vase in one hand and the walking stick in the other.
Okay.
Miss, are you okay? And I take a couple steps towards that direction.
Okay, you step up to the bedroom, and as you're holding your items in your hand, and you lean up against the door, and as the door starts to swing wider open, light begins to kind of bathe into the room, and it almost is like a curtain being lifted as the light cascades across this corpse on the floor, and the body is all desiccated as if there's no moisture inside it. The woman looks like a mummy. Give me a sand roll.
Oh my God! This is like Dr. Caitlin Bronson, almost.
Oh,
Da, da, da.
we must.
No! Oh, 96. That's not good.
That's not good. You will lose.
I dropped my vase.
You drop your vase. It shatters at your feet.
Good God!
We must alert the authorities.
Lose 2 sand.
There is some strange creature loose in the hotel.
And of course, when I hear the vase smash, I'm gonna go to see if he's okay. So I'm sure I need a sand roll.
Yes, you see this corpse of this woman desiccated with no moisture remaining.
Oh, 93.
Oh, 93.
I do not want to see.
Lose 2 sand.
Oh, man.
We need to get
I'm
it out of here.
waving you away. If Lasco's trying to come in,
I don't want to see. I must get to the phone. I must call.
Yes, there's a phone in the lobby.
Yes.
The individual rooms do not have phones.
Oh, dear God, we must take the elevator quickly down and tell them there's some horrible thing loose in the hotel. All of the guests are in peril.
But Professor, they're not going to believe us.
I don't care. We have to do. They will believe us when the thing starts eating people.
They're going to blame us. They're already trying to blame us for the Dr. Caitlin's demise.
You can't think of yourself. You must think of the other people in the hotel. My God. I'm going to start going down towards the elevator, or is there stairs or elevator?
There's
Professor,
both.
Okay.
Professor, wait. We could set the fire alarm. That would solve this.
no one's going to believe we're at the two.
I
people
don't understand. Fine. Set off the fire alarm, whatever. We must get out of this building.
Is there a fire alarm? Do they have? This is
Not as we would think of them today. So, you would. I believe the system was very rudimentary. So it's like different bells and things like that.
I'm going to run back to our room and collect my knapsack and all my notes and books that were on the desk. I'm not leaving that in the room.
Okay. It has been procured.
You say they won't believe us. So we make up a lie, like you said, the fire alarm. I grab I'm going to call downstairs and say there is a wild animal alive up here attacking people.
Yes, so there's no phone, so you'll have to go
Oh,
downstairs.
that's right. You just said that. We must go.
Okay, we go. We go.
Well, we could just do this, and I go, fire!
Okay, you start yelling fire in the hallway.
Yeah.
And whatever type of mechanism there is in place to ring a fire bell or whatever, I'll set that off as well.
Okay. Yeah. So there's no mechanism in place. I'm imagining that they would actually it would be very manual, so that when a fire is alerted, actual employees would be running through the halls with cowbells and things like that, and alerting all the people to escape with their lives. So Barnabas runs into the hall and starts yelling, "Fire! Fire!" Barnabas, give me a persuasion roll. You can have a bonus die with that.
53 on the first. 93. So 53, and that would be a fail, I believe. Yeah, that's a big fail.
Yeah, a few people open their doors, and if I remember right, now it's probably because you were going to be meeting Flo Bishop, the photographer, at midnight, and so now it's like 10 o'clock at night. Okay. And so you're sitting there yelling fire, and a couple of guys have opened up the doors and kind of stepped out, and they're looking around because they want to know what's going on, and you don't convince anybody. And as more doors open up, the one guy who was unconvinced, he actually starts yelling to the other people. He goes, "Hey, this guy, he's some sort of prankster. There's no smoke. I don't smell anything. There's no heat. This guy's just trying to pull our legs. There's been enough chaos in this hotel tonight. We don't need some other prankster. Shut up. Go, And so people are like, we don't need this, and so they start receding back into their rooms.
We must go down and tell them.
Okay, we'll do that. The animal is on the loose. We should point out the room. Maybe if the hotel security could go and investigate.
It might sound selfish, but let's go downstairs, say we heard some noises, maybe an animal and some ruckus, and that's it. And then go back to our room. Let the security find the door broken and let them investigate. Because I don't want to see those cops tonight, and then we'll be at the scene of 2 incidents.
Oh my.
We've done what we could, and then we'll prepare what we can and try and get the film, and I don't know. But
my room's vase and my room's flowers are shattered at the ladies' bedroom's door.
Every room has a vase.
I hope they're all identical. Oh, maybe I can grab her vase and put it in my room.
Don't go back in there. Just let's go downstairs, say we heard something, and go back to our room. They're gonna still come and question us. You know what? I'm even to the point where we just go into our room and lock ourselves in right now and trying to figure out what this thing is.
Everyone has already seen you, though.
They've seen me. Yeah. Well,
It's attacked you and me.
I do not want to be associated with this. My career.
exactly.
But it's already too late. Why? What did we do? I don't know what to do.
Well,
It is a monster. It's killing people.
I agree with you, Professor. We do need to warn them some way.
Now, if we tell them there's an animal up here, they will find out that we are just the other pranksters who tried the fire thing. They won't believe anything that we have to say.
We'll have them investigate at least the noise coming from her room. It's next to my room. I could make the complaint. Let me make the complaint.
I don't know. This is... we have to find the thing ourselves and stop it.
Well, we don't seem to do too well against it. I gave it a good smacking, and all it did was just reform itself on my desk.
Then we scoop it up into something and contain it.
You might have something there.
I like the conversation. So because of that, I will ask for an idea roll.
Anyone in particular?
Everyone can each make their own idea roll.
Pass. Regular.
Pass. Regular.
Fail by 5.
Okay. So Professor and Barnabas, as you guys are having this conversation, containing it and, something, and, fighting it back, and it dawns on you that, the whole canopic jar and how it was obviously previously contained, it seems like, the tablet that came with the canopic jar. It's, it dawns on you again that Dr. Bronson, the late Dr. Bronson, that there could be information, useful information, possibly in her room. Maybe there's some additional notes or something, because that tablet is in hieroglyphics, and you guys don't know how to read hieroglyphics, I'm assuming. So possibly there's more information in her personal belongings in her room.
Yes. No.
That crosses your mind.
She must have some more information. Maybe she knows what this thing is.
That's right. Earlier, we were going to go to her room, but the police were already investigating.
We were, yes.
We can't go back there. The police have locked down the hotel. I'm sure they've got a guard there. They're already suspicious of us.
But it is late. I don't know how late they will. Maybe they have gone to bed.
We already busted down one door and nobody even came out to look.
Good point. We could at least take a look.
Plus, we have the photographer.
2 hours.
Oh, I don't know what to do, but I whatever you do, I shall follow you.
I run quickly to my room since we're on the floor and change my pants. As my pants legs are all ripped up, I don't want to run around and getting strange looks here.
Excellent. You have changed your trousers.
Look at the
All right, let's go to Dr. Caitlin Bronson's room then and just take a peek. Just maybe one of us take a peek so we don't look like the usual suspects all there looking.
Nobody knows how to pick a lock, do they, right?
No. We know how to do something nefarious. None of us are nefarious. We're not criminals. I'm not the criminal. But let us at least see if the police are there.
All right, you guys head down to the floor with Dr. Bronson's room. And as you approach to the door, you can see that the carpeting outside is kind of dirty. So it looks like there may have been a lot of foot traffic through here, but no one is standing outside the door, and the door is shut.
Well, let us see if the door is unlocked.
Okay, the door is locked.
It's locked. Of course it's locked. We can't kick it down.
There's no fire escapes, right, at this time?
Would there be fire escapes?
There should be fire escapes.
I would say there's probably a fire escape.
They're not necessarily going in every room. They might be at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there was a way we could...
We could open up a window and see if there's a little ledge.
So at the end of this hall is a window, and there's a fire escape, scaffolding system outside that window, and it obviously runs the full height of the building on that end. If you want to go and check that out.
Yeah, let's see. Is there can we poke our head out the window and see if there's like a little foot wide ledge that kind of skirts the
There is exactly. There's a foot wide ledge, and it trims around the building, and so you know that if you were to walk on this and edge your way around, you would only have to go down to the second room. So go past one room, get to the next room, and then that would be one of two windows for Dr. Bronson. So you have to go past two windows and then get to the next two, either of the next two windows. So windows 3 or 4, and both of those would lead into Dr. Bronson's room.
Are you crazy? What floor are we on?
Check the notes, but I think we're like on the 6th floor. Is that what I said?
Oh, no.
I love this plan. I totally love this plan.
Barnabas, you go. You go, and then you go inside and lock the door and let us in, because I ain't going.
I'm skinny. I'm a little old for this, but I'm skinny. I think I could do it. Is it windy?
I think that it's not worth it. We should just buy a house together in Peru and just move there. And forget about this. Forget that it ever happened.
Yeah, but if we don't do something about that sand thing, it's going to hurt others. It's killed too.
I know. But what can we do?
To her room. Professor Bronson probably has the answers.
Let me be honest with you guys. This little sand thing going around, but I think she might have some important books in there, and that's what I really want to get my hands on. It's a little bit of, what's she going to do with it? She's dead.
But there's a creature killing people in the hotel.
Right. After we get the information, we could tell the cops to come back. And
I cannot believe that you are thinking about your own personal gain when we have a monster killing people. I am shocked and appalled. I'm not going to read any more of her books. I don't know what to do. I'm going to see if I can pick the lock. I have no chance. Oh, boy.
All right, so with no equipment, no specialized tools, what do you want to be picking the lock with?
My foot. No, I don't.
Try this.
Yeah, I have nothing. I am just. Is there a way we can pry the doorknob off? Maybe.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's try the adjoining room. There might be a door in between the two rooms.
You do know from your own room that you don't have adjoining room doors from your own room.
Look,
maybe this one has it, but
lend me your cane.
Here.
So I take his cane and I say, as Archimedes, the Greek, said, if you have a lever large enough, you can move the earth. And I'm going to jam it between the doorknob and the frame, and I'm going to pry the doorknob off the room. Then we can get to the mechanism inside.
I like it.
Without making too much noise.
Not too much noise. Give me a strength roll.
Right. Oh, yeah, I got a 37 out of 47.
All right. Yeah, so you pull and just as you finally feel the knob coming off, the shaft of the cane snaps. So it breaks in half, and the brass doorknob falls to the floor, and you can see the locking mechanism inside there.
Right. I'm sorry about your cane. It looks like you could simply replace the very nice silver knob on the top with a new wooden.
It's okay. I'll have my man pick up a new one.
Now I think we can just pop the little thing that goes into
you
the
just
door.
stick your finger into the hole and slide that lock right out.
Pop, and it opens.
And the door opens.
Good, Lasco. Now you can open the window for when I get around to the.
Okay, yeah. That's why you don't get stuck outside.
I really wanted someone to take that ledge. That would have been awesome.
I was about to.
So
Okay.
push the door open very quietly. Look around.
Yeah. So this room is a little smaller than the suite that Thurston has. But in it, the room basically has 4 zones. Okay. So bed and nightstand, that's one zone. The desk is a second zone. The dresser and closet is a third zone, and each of these rooms do have a bathroom. So this bathroom is the 4th zone. So you guys can do spot hiddens in each of these zones if you so desire.
Go to the desk.
All right. So the desk, clearly people have been here before. The desk, it looks either Dr. Bronson was an incredibly neat and orderly individual, or someone has come through and kind of organized and cataloged and looked at everything, because everything seems to be stacked up and neat and orderly, organized here. So give me a spot hidden with a bonus die, because things have been kind of pulled out for you.
Okay, that's a horrible failure. And oh my God, it's the same. 2 horrible failures.
2 horrible failures. Yeah. So as you're looking at everything here, it doesn't seem to be making sense. You don't see any kind of nothing is standing out to you. It just looks like the cops have been in here and have reorganized her materials.
I'm going to make sure that I picked up all of the broken pieces from the door from the hallway.
Okay.
And I'm going to let them search. I'm going to stand next to the door, and I'm going to put my hand over the hole so that, like, the light from the room isn't shining out this big hole where the doorknob was in the hallway.
Okay.
In case somebody goes by.
You could even just kind of reset the knob in there, and it'll just kind of be precariously perched.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay.
And then I will, since it's not enough room for 3 people to stand there, I'll look at her wardrobe, her closet with her.
Okay,
stuff.
give me a spot hidden.
13. That is a. Where's my spot? That is, it's almost an extreme. 12 is an extreme. I got 13.
So you can tell that Dr. Bronson was one of those individuals that fully unpacks and makes use of the furniture, like dressers and things like that, instead of kind of living out of a suitcase kind of thing. So in one of the dressers, you can see nicely folded and organized clothing. There's also in the closet you find a derby hat, a woman's derby hat, with a very large hat pin that is kind of, it's got a nice little ball on one end, and then this like a 6-inch long steel pin. You press that into your hand, and you're like, I could take an eye out with this if
I wish I had it
so
when I was
needed
trying to pick the lock. Yeah.
Right. So there's a large hat pin if anybody would like to pick that up. And then in the closet on the floor, you find 2 hardback leather suitcases with the like leather strapping locks on the outside. They're both empty. But yeah, really nice quality material, empty suitcases.
Okay.
You can give me an idea roll.
Well, one thing that I did do was I've got, I want a souvenir. So I rolled to see if I actually would take the hat pin, and I will. So
Perfect.
I'll take the hat pin. I'll stick it like right here in my hat.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
like that, right? Idea roll. What is that? 61. Yes.
It actually strikes you, based on a thought and conversation that you had earlier, that the mushy blobby thing that attacked Thurston is small enough that if you needed to, you could
I could put it into
trap
the
it inside
suitcase.
one of these suitcases.
I don't know how airtight that would be, but maybe. So I pull one of them out. Maybe the one that looks like there's a big one and a little one.
They're both exactly the same, two
Okay.
identical cases.
So I'll pull one of them out and I'll open it up and I say, "Hey, we get it, the creature in here."
Okay, Barnabas, what are you doing in this room?
I'm gonna overlook the desk, pull out some of the drawers, look under the desk, at the bottom, see if anything is like pinned to the bottom of the desk.
Okay, now, so because the desk has already been searched, this is going to be a pushed roll, okay? So even though you weren't the one who searched it, it was Thurston, it as a target has been searched. So, and it was a failed search. So that means that this is going to be a pushed roll. And so with that push, I'm trying to think of what the consequences could possibly be. But I've got something in mind. So go ahead and make your roll. So because, yes.
No need to search that, Barnabas. I gave it a thorough looking over.
I'm looking for something else.
Okay, and there will be, unfortunately, because it's push, there'll be no luck.
No, okay. Oh, 28. I thought it was 80. I looked at the reverse. 28.
That sounds like a success. Is it?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
All right.
Looked at the
Very
opposite
good.
colors.
Excellent. So as you're going through this, you actually find a manila envelope. From the manila envelope, you find some notes. Clearly, these must be Dr. Bronson's notes. And these notes are paper clipped to photographs, black and white photographs. So one of the photographs is of one of those figurines. If you guys remember visiting the Kingdom of Fire exhibit, you guys went to a table and there was like 7 of these figurines. A few of them were made of different materials.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them was made of red jasper. And it had a series of hieroglyphs that ran from like the nape of the neck down to the feet on this figurine. And so there's a picture of that figurine, and the note that's paper clipped to it says, Shabbati figurine, red jasper. If accurately translated, the message is both strange and cryptic. Quote, to the possessor, pass unseen and without odor or sound by fetid beast. End quote. Without sound, without odor or sound by the fetid beast. So that's what that says. You find another photograph with a paper clipped note, and this is an item that you did not initially see at the exhibit, but you can clearly see in the photograph that it was one of the pieces of this exhibit, and it looks like it's a very large necklace, and it seems to be constructive. Like there's like these 5 decorative squares that seem to be made of gold, and then there's like a ribbon that would go around the back side of your neck. And of the 5 squares, on the center square, the largest of the 5, there's an onyx scarab inlaid in that gold square. And there seems to be some unusual writing of some sort on those gold squares. And so the note attached to that photograph says, Ibn Hotep's Scarab Amulet. And Dr. Bronson's note reads, try as I might, I am unable to decipher the runes. Clearly, they are not Egyptian, and despite my exhaustive research, I am unable to understand the root language. I suspect that this could be a cipher etched by Ibn Hotep's own hand, but what it means has been lost to time. And then there's a third photograph with a note paper clipped to it. And this third photograph you all recognize as Ibn Hotep's canopic jar with the Anubis head, the black Anubis head on it. And so the note pinned to the photograph says, Ibn Hotep's canopic jar tablet. Oh, it's both the jar and the tablet in one photograph. But this note is about the tablet. According to the hieroglyphs, it says that any container sealed with honey and blessed with the prayer of Iset, which is, she also puts in parentheses, Isis, will contain Set's beast for all eternity. Fascinating stuff.
Blessed with honey, and what was the prayer?
Sealed with honey and blessed with the prayer of Iset, E-S-E-T, which is another name for Isis, I-S-I-S. So it's a prayer to Isis with a honey dripped seal, seam and seal on any container will contain the beast for eternity.
Now, I'm pretty well studied in archaeology. Would I know of the Isis's prayer?
Give me an archaeology roll.
This isn't Egyptology, which would probably be good, but let's see. Archaeology. Oh, gosh, 2 100s in the same session. 100. Wow.
You're sure you know it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is.
Gee
Fail.
Willikers, I've got it.
Yes.
So there you go. You found that manila envelope filled with those photos and notes. I would also remind you there is the bed and nightstand as a zone and the bathroom as a zone.
I showed everybody those notes and pictures.
Yeah, at least we have a container. I don't know where we're going to get honey. Maybe from the people downstairs in the kitchen. But
yeah, the room service.
we don't know what the prayer is. I know a lot of prayers, but they're not to the goddess Isis.
Maybe the Dr. Bronson has some books on that elsewhere in her room.
I don't know. Let's look. Let's see over here on her nightstand if there's like a journal or anything like that.
I will check the restroom to see if she's reading the reading material in there.
A Gideon Bible, terrible translation.
And Barnabas, do you want to assist anyone?
Yeah, let's just Lasco looking at.
Can you look at that nightstand?
Okay.
I'll look in this nightstand.
All right. So of the two of you, one of you make the spot hidden roll, and because you have a companion, you'll have a bonus die. Thurston will make a spot hidden roll in the bathroom by himself.
I got an 06. That is well extreme.
Well, extreme. You did very well. Thurston, how's your spot hidden?
It's I rolled an 88 out of 65.
Do you want to spend any luck?
That's an awful lot of luck.
Do you want to push the roll?
65? Yeah, I think I will push the roll because there's a good chance I'll make it.
Okay. Just remember, no luck spent on this, and there could be a consequence should you fail.
I've identified some high quality.
80% of all household accidents occur in the bathroom.
Yeah. High quality toilet paper.
With a push roll.
A third 100. This is impossible.
Throw those dice
Okay,
away and buy new
so
dice.
you can punish your dice later. First, let's go to the professor and Barnabas. You guys give the bed and nightstand a very thorough search. Professor, in your search of the bed, you actually get down on the floor and you look under and you see something kind of shiny under the bed and up against the wall, right underneath the headboard. And as you reach for it, you find it's a modern, so it's not an artifact of any sort. It's a modern silver necklace. So it's a charm on a very delicate silver chain, and the charm is of a it almost looks like an ankh, but the cross arms of the ankh are folded down, and so and the little rope is kind of tied around it, but maybe someone with archaeology might be able to take a look at that.
And look at this. There's some sort of charm. Now, why it is under her bed? How very strange. Some sort of superstition?
Oh, actually,
I don't know.
You could give me a history or an occult roll if you so desire. But I would also allow archaeology if you so desire. Whatever you want to do.
I have a cult.
Okay.
I got a 67 out of 60. Can I spend 7 luck?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can spend luck on almost anything.
All right. I'll spend luck.
You actually find this. It occurs to you. Oh, I know what this is. I've seen this icon before. This is actually called the Knot of Isis.
The Knot of Isis.
Yeah. So it's an actual symbol for the goddess of Isis. And then Barnabas, as you're looking around, you open up the dresser, and as you pull the dresser drawer open, you hear clanking of glass, and you actually find a flask of sherry and a shot glass in there, right next to the Gideon Bible.
Sherry, anyone?
Professor and Barnabas, as you guys make your discoveries and you kind of stand up and are comparing with each other what your discoveries were. Oh, I found a necklace. Oh, hey, I found sherry. You guys hear a whoa, and then a crash from the bathroom.
What the hell now?
Thurston, I want you to take 2 points of damage.
Oh, Lord. I need help.
Thurston, are you all right?
So you guys go into the bathroom, and he apparently has slipped on a rug that, of course, at this day and age, does not have a non-slip resistant underside, and so this small little decorative rug slipped from under his feet on the tile, and he fell and hit his head on the porcelain of the tub.
Aye.
Okay.
Help him up. Let's help him up.
I grab a wash rag from the sink and put it to his head.
Thank you.
Give me a first aid roll.
I'm going to look around the bathroom now that he's getting up and just sort of,
56 out of 30, so I cannot.
Ow!
I'm sorry.
No, not that.
Let's see if there's any aspirin. We can give that to you.
Okay, so searching this room would be considered a pushed roll, so you may do a spot hidden if you so desire. There will be no luck spend, with a possible consequence should you fail.
All right.
I'll remind you, 80% of all accidents in the home happen in the bathroom. Just saying.
I'm just looking for aspirin.
80% of all accidents happen in the bathroom.
I got a 69 out of 60, and I can't stand luck.
So this is actually what the accident is as you guys have kind of crowded into this bathroom. As Professor Darius turns to try and look for aspirin, he does rump against rump on Thurston, and Thurston crashes into the bathroom again and takes another 1 point of damage.
I'm so sorry. My posterior seems to have gotten the better of me. You know, they say that 80% of all accidents happen inside the bathroom.
I need medical attention. I'm at half hit points right now.
Warrior needs food badly.
We make some very terrible robbers, don't we?
I think we should go down and get some ice and soak and put it on our bruises and wounds until and see if they have honey, and wait until the photographer is ready for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
We should be able to get, I don't know if they have ice machines yet.
I don't think they have ice machines,
No.
but I'm hoping there'd be some somewhere in the hotel.
I'm sure there will be downstairs.
maybe the photographer will be able to develop the photographs, and maybe one of the photographs was of something that had the prayer of Isis on it.
You're brilliant. Let's hope that photographer was.
Perhaps, but it won't be in English. It'll be in hieroglyphics.
Oh, that's all right. I'm incredibly skilled in the art of archaeology.
Okay. Yeah, we've seen your skills. Let's, we are bumbling fools. Let's do whatever we're going to do. I haven't found anything else in here, no? I think that
no, nothing else to find.
Let's take this this bag back to our, do we go back to our rooms? Go get some ice. Go back to our rooms, wait for the photographer.
And let's close up and put the doorknob back on like you did.
Yeah. All of this is going to come to light tomorrow at some point, you know.
Yeah, and the doorknob, because it's completely busted. I mean, the best you could do is just to kind of get it to finally sit, and you're hoping you can get all the way to the elevator or to the stairwell before it falls out, and that way you're nowhere near if it should it fall. You know.
In any case, perhaps they will think that the police did this, and they won't suspect that we did this. My God, what a vacation!
What about the drained lady next to my room?
One thing at a time. This is the most insane evening of my entire life.
Exactly.
I
think we did more damage to ourselves than anything else tonight.
Let's go. Let's get the ice. Let's go back to our rooms. Let's Oy vey.
So do they have ice or honey?
Yeah, so you guys get down to the lobby level, and there's like a little, like an all-night kind of cafe kind of thing, that, you know, there's a few live musicians and whatnot, and so the kitchen is accessible, and they serve food and drinks pretty much all night. I mean, this is a very, very progressive part for the restaurant or for the hotel. So you are able to get ice and even a request for honey. They do bring a small little ramekin dish with some honey in it. So you've got some fresh honey, and you do have a towel with ice in it to place on Thurston's head.
We should have ordered some tea to make it seem like that's why we were asking for the honey.
Good idea.
Now they're just going to think that we're strange.
Well, I don't think we should go back to the 14th floor at all, because that's where that creature's loose. I don't feel like resting in a room when there's a monster killing people.
If it is traveling in the vents, it could be on any floor in the building. It could have left the building.
But we could put that. We're at a private table or away. I don't want to.
Yes, no. You've got like a private table. You can see the placards that are advertising the other events that are going on. So you can see the advertisement for the wedding, the reception that's going on. That Miss Bishop, Flo Bishop, is is doing the photography for. And then you can also see the Geological Society is having their annual convention going on there.
And the wedding, that's right. Yeah.
So, gentlemen, if we went back to the room, put that case in front of the vent, and the thing came through the vent, would fall directly into the case. We could seal it up.
But what are the chances? 1,000,000 to 1 that it will come back to the same place.
Exactly.
Do you think it was looking for something?
Well, it got the other woman and it got the other doctor. It's looking for life or to drain
Moisture?
It would make sense, Dr. Bronson, if it did come from the canopic jar or whatever it came from. It would make sense it would attack her, maybe attack us, but it attacked the lady next to us. So this thing could kill anybody then. It's just killing.
It is looking for something, maybe moisture. The people seem to be desiccated. It's looking for bodily fluids or blood or something, salt maybe.
I mean,
What if these creatures actually live in the desert and it was placed in the jar as a booby trap kind of thing, you know?
I like that train of thought.
But it is now looking, you might have thrown the vase on it and it got bigger. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe it's bigger now that it has that woman's fluids in it.
Either way, I was just thinking of a safe way to kill off the next hour or two until the photographs are ready and put some ice on our wounds. Having the thing in front.
You can have some tea and cookies.
You guys can all make listen rolls.
Oh, 3.
11.
I can hear the moon.
I hear the throbbing headache pulsing.
Barnabas and Professor Darius, you guys over here, there's a gentleman standing at the concierge counter, and he seems very, very well to do. He seems very well dressed. He seems like a man that probably moves in the same circles as Thurston. And he says, and his wife is standing there with him, and he says, please, we would like someone to help us find our little Muffykins. I don't know where little Muffykins has gone. He could not have gone far. Please, I demand that someone help us find our dog.
Hey, it got a dog too.
Well, we don't know that. Muffykins might be just around the corner somewhere. But you lost your dog?
And he says, yes.
Or your daughter?
This individual doesn't seem to be able to assist. And the concierge says, "I do apologize, sir. It's with the what has been going on this evening, the situation this evening. Our resources are quite at their limits, and I don't have anyone available to look for your pet. I do apologize, but if you give us until the morning, and we can look."
Where did you last see your dog?
And then the gentleman turns to his wife, and she says, "Well, I was returning to our room, and as I was about to get onto the elevator, as the doors were sliding shut, Muffykins leapt from my hands, and I saw him race down this hallway over there, and I certainly don't know where it's going, but I was unable to follow because the elevator doors had shut and whisked me away to our room. And by the time I came back, I was able to find find Muffykins."
Well, let's go for a walk. Maybe we can find him. We'll go in this direction you said the dog went, and let's see what we can find. What time is it? We have an appointment at midnight, but we can help you until then.
Yes, it's 11:30.
Okay. We have an appointment in about a half an hour, but maybe we find your dog.
Okay.
And I look at the others and I go,
and the concierge, who looks fairly young, possibly inexperienced, he just goes, "Thank you, by all means, right that way." And so this hallway, it's just kind of off. In the way the building is constructed, you almost wouldn't even notice this hallway. It's kind of tucked away. But as you go around the corner, you can see it runs the length, and basically it heads in the direction of what you would consider the back of the hotel. And so you can see this hallway goes down there, and then there's an opening at the end of the hall.
well, let's see, perhaps went this way. I don't know where this leads. Perhaps to the servant areas or the work areas, but let's find out. And if there's anybody along the way, we'll ask, have you seen a small dog? What kind
Okay.
of dog? What kind of dog is your Muffykins?
Oh, it's a little tiny toy Maltese. I don't know. It's a tiny dog.
Okay. All right. Then we shall find your little dog.
So everybody goes down the hall.
Yeah.
So as you head down this hallway and it gets to this opening, the nice carpeting ends, and this opening, it's like a metal stairwell that goes down, really more like half of a story. It's only like 6 steps down, and it leads down into a much more industrial concrete walls. You can see some piping running along the walls, and it's much louder down there, and it also, you guys feel some humidity, like it's much more hot and wet and moist down here.
Perhaps this is not the place for a gentleman and his lady to come. Why don't you wait upstairs and we'll see if we find anything down here.
Yes, I wasn't clear. They definitely wait. The husband is consoling his wife in the lobby.
Did we bring the suitcase and the honey? No, we left it upstairs.
Well, you just got the honey.
Oh, that's right.
So I will let the professor, since he found it, give me a luck roll.
All right. I'm not sure I'd be walking around with a big suitcase. Yeah, 69. Nope, I've spent too much luck.
Okay, because as I said, time is a little malleable, so you guys could have been doing things like dropping stuff off in rooms and whatnot. Okay. So you took the suitcase and you've dropped it off someplace, so it's not on your person, but it's someplace that is secure for you. Could be your room, could be Barnabas's room. You may have even taken it to Thurston's. I'm not really that concerned, but it's not on your person. It is someplace though where you can get to it.
Thurston's is our home base, so it's there.
Okay.
Well, shall we go down these stairs, see if we can at least locate its position? One of us could run up and get the suitcase if we find it.
We still need the prayer.
Mind you now, Thurston, my room is right next to the dead lady's room.
We might want to relocate to mine or yours, Leslie.
I like that idea.
They might not find out about the lady for a few days. Unless she has a husband who's down here and going up there right now. We could move to another room. We could move to my room's not so bad.
I think that might be a good idea. Ordinarily, I don't.
Is that what y'all would have done previously?
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll
Okay.
say that we moved our.
Because right now, you're in the sub basement where the generate, the washing machines, all the hot water heaters, the maintenance, all that stuff is down here.
Oh yeah, the simple people work down here.
Yes.
With a ramekin of honey.
I don't know what Moofykins She was not really completely clear on the breed, but I think we're going to call him Sandy because we're looking for Sandy, not Muffykins. Sandy, Sandy. Be very careful not to step in any Sandy.
Okay.
Hello. There's light though, right? Because
Yeah, there's bare exposed bulbs, or maybe they've just got that circular tin
right.
hat on it, kind of directing the light down, but certainly nothing nice and a contained globe of any sort.
All right. So let's see what we can find. We're going to begin searching. I'm going to
Okay,
begin searching.
so this is a very long corridor type of room where there's a long corridor running on one side, and then all this industrial equipment. There's hot water heaters, there's generators, there's washing machines, electrical equipment. It's all off on one side, so you're kind of taking the long corridor, and then everything is off to the side, and it's loud down here. So you guys, you just hear the churning of the machines, washing machines and hot water heaters, and everything is just really loud. And you guys can start feeling the sweat beating up on you as the humidity is just cloying, and your clothing is sticking to you. So you guys can, as you're walking down this hallway area, you guys can each give me a spot hidden.
Would you say that there are a lot of places that amorphous thing could hide?
Tons, because the weird lighting that's down here, more than half of the dark corners and stuff are in complete black shadow.
This is a death trap.
I rolled a 90.
Well, what did you have us roll for? I'm sorry.
Spot hidden. I had you roll for perspiration. You're doing great.
Nope.
Thurston?
You're mute.
Thurston's on mute.
I have a good spot hidden, but nope, I failed that one as well, badly.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are walking down this thing, and you don't see anything. And yeah, it's hard to tell where anything is. Up ahead, you can see there is a door.
See the door?
Yeah.
We could check that, but I'm really not feeling well. I've been pretty banged up this day.
That's why I wanted to go back to the room and ice down our wounds. Is there any placard on the door? Like laundry?
There is a placard. It says maintenance.
You think Muffy opened up the maintenance door? Let's see. Is the door unlocked?
Actually, the door is slightly ajar, so it's not 100% closed, but it's just slightly ajar.
All right.
Oh no!
Just gonna shove the door in.
Feeling about this.
I'm gonna push it so that it swings in, but not go in.
Okay. Yeah, so you push on the door, and the door starts to swing, and as the door's beginning to open up, you do see this small, fuzzy corpse on the floor, and it looks like a desiccated husk of a tiny little, like a some kind of terrier, right?
Yeah.
And it just the snout and teeth are still kind of bugging out from the corpse. And the eye sockets are pitted and empty because the moisture of the eyes are completely gone. And then as you guys see this dog, you're like, ah, and you just kind of pull back, and as your eyes track upward, you can see that this maintenance room is kind of like a locker room of sorts, right? Where maintenance men can come down and change out of street clothes into coveralls, and maybe take some breaks down here. There's like a card table, and you can see there's a deck of cards and some poker chips and whatnot. And there's a bench, and there's a couple of wooden chairs, and in one of the wooden chairs is, you see this guy who's seated in the chair, head and back, leaning backwards against the chair, and standing over him, height of a man almost, it's not quite man size, is this weird sandy thing, and it's draping its huge amorphous arms over the chest of this and torso of the guy in the chair, and you can just see like ripples of moisture just pulling off of the guy as his body is being desiccated and into this sandy creature, and as this extended mouth, because it has a almost human head, but as it tips its head back and its mouth opens up as it just kind of goes, oh, and the mouth expands even larger. It's just like almost in joy of drinking moisture from this guy. Oh, make a sand roll.
Oh God.
Yeah, I failed.
32, I passed, thankfully.
Fail. Oh, God. It's marching right down. Sand and HP.
Okay. Who were my successes? Barnabas is a success. So Barnabas, I'm going to let you guys roll your own sand. Barnabas, roll a d6 in loss.
Ooh.
Jeez.
1.
And that's the success.
Okay, so my failures, you guys are each going to roll a d20 in loss.
Aw. I thought finally we would get to use a D12.
Oh,
Okay,
dear.
yeah. I took 17 points of damage.
Oh,
I'm down to 48 from 70, so I'm glad I got a 1 on that one.
Thurston, how much did you lose?
identical. 17.
Wow.
So if you add up what I've lost earlier, 19, 20, 24 total down.
So Professor and Thurston, would each of you please make an idea roll?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
I passed. That's bad.
I don't only pass, I do a hard pass.
Of course. Yes, absolutely.
Actually,
because this is exactly where your 100 in idea rolls is applicable. So, yeah, this is perfect.
Hey, can you use luck to unpush undo the roll?
No. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so the world is just stripping away from your mind, and it's too much. It's just absolutely too much. Professor Darius, what field of expertise are you a professor of?
Anthropology, archaeology, sort of ancient languages.
Ancient languages. And so I should probably look at your character sheet. Hold on. I've got it up.
It doesn't say directly, but I've got a lot of stuff in Greek, Latin, Syrian, history, anthropology, not so much archaeology.
Anthropology. Hold on. I apologize. I guess my Adobe shut down.
And
I
occult.
didn't even notice it.
I study the occult practices of ancient peoples.
Oh, so Professor Darius, you're seeing this sight before you, and you can feel your teeth chattering in your head, And the sand creature, this amorphous sand creature, the poor soul who's sitting in that chair, the head snaps forward, and suddenly you realize and recognize it's Gerda. It's your lovely, beautiful Gerda.
Oh,
But looking like she probably does at this very moment, of 5 years of being under the ground. And Gerda snaps her head up as the sand creature's still drawing moisture off of it, and she looks at you, and she says, Darius, this is your fault. You did this to me. Why did you do this?
I, I will save you, and I'm going to dive at the thing.
Okay. All right. So before that happens,
Right.
Nope, that's not it. This is it. So now let's take a look at Thurston. So Thurston, you see this sight of that amorphous creature, pulling moisture from them, and stepping out from behind the creature is mother and father. Mother and father step out from behind, and they're approaching you, and father has, and mother as well. They both have that look, that disapproving look that they seem to have, that you always suspect and always feel like they're always so disappointed in you, that they don't appreciate anything that you contribute. And so as mother and father kind of step out and around from behind this thing, they're looking at this mess of the room, and they're looking you up and down, and they say, "This is exactly what I expected of you, Thurston. Yes, again, you are such the disappointment.
Mummy.
Why must I have to deal with this every time? Do you know how much money I sink into covering your ass?"
But father,
Your mother slaps you across the face, and she tells you to shut up and to go sit down, and she points at the chair where the dead man is.
I stumble back and towards the chair and grab the back of the chair and step behind it, just shaking.
All right, so the creature. So you're going to be approaching the creature? Because she's pointing in that direction.
Yeah, I'm sort of more transfixed on my mother somehow slapping me, and
okay,
I'm stepping back.
Barnabas, Thurston, and Darius, Professor Darius, you can tell from body language that they seem to be wanting to move forward towards danger instead of backwards, which is where you want to go. But you can kind of see and sense that both of these guys are about to move forward. What do you want to do?
If I could just reach up and grab them both by the hair, I want to do that. I'm not that strong.
Even shirt collars, I mean, they're right there.
Yeah, I was thinking if they had hair, it might snap them back to reality, because I see them just all glazed over and freaked out. So that's why the first thought, if I can't get hair, I'll get the back of the shirt collar. But I figured hair, I could get a good yank and maybe.
Yeah, older men like this don't typically have a lot of long hair, so.
All right, so I'll go for the shirt collars.
Okay. So yeah, you can grab these shirt collars and you can kind of jerk them back and start hauling them backwards. As you guys have this like head snap of your shirt collars being tugged on, it kind of gets you out of that momentary wherever it was that your mind was at. And so the momentary hallucinations have been snapped clean. But once you guys are able to actually settle down, I'm sure a phobia will settle in for each of you, and we'll find that appropriate phobia.
What are you doing? I have to. Oh,
Come, please. And I'm trying to back them up. We don't have time. Come on.
I think that's a great place to stop for tonight.
All right.
All right.
Our players included Stuart Lively, Jason Melichok, and myself with John Hook as Keeper of the Secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and having any questions and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.